So we're now into 9.04, which is the general equation of a straight line. So the general equation of a straight line can be given as y equals mx plus b, where m is the gradient and b is the y-intercept. So you can see what's going to happen here is you're going to get given the information about the gradient, you're going to get given information about the y-intercept, and they're going to ask you to come up with the equation of the straight line. So let's play around with this. So first of all, it's giving us equations and it wants us to tell us the gradient and the y-intercept. So the first one is y equals 8 plus 3x. Y equals 8 plus 3x. So what the first thing you want to do is rearrange it so it's in that form. So already we've got y on the left-hand side, that's pretty handy. But we've got 8 plus 3x, not 3x plus something. Now, with addition, it doesn't matter which order you add things. So this is pretty easily rearranged to y equals 3x plus 8. And now you can see it's in that general form. So you should just be able to read from the equation that the gradient of this line is 3. Gradient equals 3, and the y-intercept is equal to 8. So rearrange the equation, get it into that form, and then quite simply read the values off. Let's do another example. Y equals minus 2x. Y equals minus 2x minus 5. Y equals minus 2x minus 5. This is pretty easy because this one is all, even though it's got lots of negatives there, it's already in that form. You can see that the y is on the left-hand side, the x value and its coefficient is in the right spot, and the b value is there too. So what's the coefficient of x? Because that's the gradient. The gradient is minus 2, and then the y-intercept is the b value, and the only reason that this might be tricky is because it's not a positive number, it's a negative number. So previously it was a positive number, plus 8. Here it's a negative number, minus 5, but that shouldn't trouble you. The y-intercept is equal to minus 5. All right, one last example. 2x minus 3y equals 8. All right, now this time we need to do some rearranging. You can see that the x value is on the left-hand side. We want to get it to the right-hand side, so that's what I'm going to do first, is I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. So I get minus 3y equals 8 minus 2x. And while I'm here, same goes as that first example, right? So it doesn't matter which order you add things in, nor does it really matter the order of subtraction. So we're going to do, instead of 8 minus 2x, I'm going to call that minus 2x plus 8. Why did it do a plus 8? Because that's a plus 8 value there. All right, now I've got negative 3y, and I don't want negative 3y, I just want 1y. So I'm actually going to have to divide both sides by negative 3 to make y the subject by itself. So that will cancel, but here on this side I'm dividing the whole equation by negative 3. If I just leave it in that form, I'm not going to be able to read off the gradient and the y-intercepts. So what I need to do is, instead of dividing the whole equation by minus 3, the same thing can be achieved by dividing both terms by minus 3. So let me show you what that looks like. Over the left-hand side, we've now got y. On the right-hand side, minus 2x divided by minus 3x, minus 2x divided by minus 3 the minuses cancel, and I've got 2/3 of an x plus 8 over minus 3. And because it's plus 8 over minus 3, that ends up being a negative there. So the form of the equation we've got and need is y equals 2/3 of an x minus 8 over 3. But now we can read out the coefficient of x and say the gradient is 2/3, sorry, running out of space, and I can read out the b value there and say that the y-intercept is negative 8 over 3.